Arvind Kejriwal let off the big VAT bomb on the citizens of Delhi. His government has increased the cap on VAT from 20% to 30%, which potentially means that virtually everything that you and I consume could potentially get more expensive in the days to come. Remember, before the elections, the Aam Aadmi Party had raised several questions about the manner in which the Congress was managing Delhi's finances. They said that they'd be able to reduce costs of products without having to increase prices. Well, it seems reality is now catching up with the Aam Aadmi Party.
High drama in Delhi Assembly as Kejriwal government pushed through the VAT amendment bill, the proposal that empowers Aam Aadmi Party government to hike the tax by up to 30%. The three-member BJP, vastly outnumbered, failed to stall the bill, despite resorting to noisy protest, breaking the mic and symbolically tearing up the bill.
जनविरोधी है, महंगाई देने वाला, हर चीज की कीमत बढ़ाएगा वो। ये हमारा कर्तव्य है, जनता की भावनाओं के अनुरूप सदन के अंदर सरकार के सामने विषय रखने, बात रखनी, जानकारियां देनी और विरोध करना जरूरत पड़े तो।
विधेयक पे चर्चा के प्रस्ताव से पहले ही वो लोग बिल फाड़ के भाग गए। चर्चा हुई है उसके बाद मैंने वक्तव्य दिया है, सोमनाथ जी बोले हैं और भी अध्यक्ष महोदय ने पूछा कि और भी कोई सदस्य रखना चाहे, तो चर्चा का जब प्रस्ताव आया तो उन्होंने चर्चा के प्रस्ताव का विरोध किया।
This is something which is totally against what they had promised before the elections. Actually, the budget which they had proposed, this year's budget is unrealistic, and in order to cover their unrealistic budget, they are trying to hoodwink the people of Delhi or burden with them or saddle them with a huge amount of value-added tax, which is nowhere across the country.
14 goods including petroleum products, liquor, tobacco and aerated drinks set to become costlier if Aam Aadmi Party government levies 30% VAT on them. Petrol, which now costs 66.93 rupees a litre at 20% VAT, will be dearer by at least 5 rupees, and prices of diesel may rise to 56.15 rupees. The VAT shocker comes after the Aam Aadmi Party government in its recent budget hiked luxury and entertainment tax. A hike in circle rate made property prices to climb. A fresh levy on commercial vehicles may also soar up prices of food and vegetables.
We said that we are working for the poor people, we are working for the middle class people, but as the VAT has been increased by Arvind Kejriwal, it is very shameful. I am condemning this as a common citizen of India.
This was a government for the poor people, not for the rich. He is supporting big corporate houses of Delhi.
Ironically, the Aam Aadmi Party government had come to power promising cheaper prices and lower living costs for Delhiites. With Ankit Tyagi in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
The Aam Aadmi Party has increased the maximum slab on VAT which can be imposed on products in Delhi from 20 to 30%. This potentially means that products like airfares, gasoline, wax, liquor, narcotics, lottery tickets, bidi, cigarettes, hookahs, aerated drinks, watches, all of these can become costlier. Why is the Aam Aadmi Party pinching the pocket of the Aam Aadmi? Joining us now is Raghav Chadha, understands numbers, works with the Aam Aadmi Party, representing the BJP on our show is Aman Sinha. Now Raghav, what's the logic behind increasing VAT by 10%? You can say that none of the products have become costlier immediately, but the reality is you've increased that cap, and given the huge outflow when it comes to health, when it comes to education, at some point in time you're going to increase things, the cost of things, and make things really costly for Delhiites. Why are you doing this, Raghav?
So Rahul, there are three things. Point number one, the Delhi VAT Act comprises of a few schedules. Schedule 1 has some items, Schedule 2, Schedule 3 and Schedule 4. Schedule 4 has essentially 11 items which are also known as sin goods. In this schedule, we have only made it a bit more flexible for the VAT department. We've just given them a bit more leg room by expanding the ceiling limit from 20% to 30%. This ceiling limit in various other states ruled by the Bharatiya Janata Party, namely Gujarat is about 38%, Maharashtra is 50%, Rajasthan 65%, Uttarakhand 50%. We have just made an increase from 20 to 30%. This does not translate into increase in taxes on any commodity.
There are huge allocations for health and education. You're quibbling that the central government is not giving you a larger part of the overall taxes that are collected from Delhi. You have a shortfall in the budget, which means whether it's tomorrow or the day after, a week later or a month later, this cap will be utilized. It's not an innocent increase as you make it seem. At some point in time, these things are going to become much costlier for Delhiites. That's the reality.
No. That's not the plan. You see, Delhi, you are right when you say that the state of Delhi, the government of NCT of Delhi does not get its share. We contribute 1,30,000 crores in terms of service tax and income tax to the central government, and we get nothing from that. We get a minuscule 325 crores, which has been stagnant since 2001. Agreed, I accept your point. But as far as leveling VAT, increasing VAT is concerned, the finance minister in his speech made it amply clear that the tax collections of the government of Delhi in April and May has been increased by a whopping 37%. This has only happened because we have curbed the corruption and we have ended the raid raj.
Are you prepared to commit on the newsroom that the cap, which has been increased by 10%, will not be utilized? Are you prepared to say that, or are you just trying to deflect the anger?
There was a meeting of all northern Indian state chief ministers from Haryana, Punjab, UP, Delhi, all of them participated, and they said that there are certain commodities on which we have to make sure that there is uniformity in taxes so that the geographical tax arbitrage does not take place. For example, a bottle of liquor, for example, bottle X, costs rupees 1100 in Delhi. The same bottle can be bought for 800 in Gurgaon. Now that results in reduction in the revenue collection of Delhi. As of now, the government has made no such proposal that the VAT on petrol, diesel, liquor, etc. will hike. Only legroom has been created for the VAT department.
If you look at the maximum VAT cap in states like Maharashtra and Gujarat, which are both run by the BJP, that is much higher than 30%. So what is the BJP quibbling about? You only need to look at what your own chief ministers are doing.
I have said that VAT rates in Goa, in Gujarat are much lower, especially on commodities, essential energy commodities like petrol, diesel, cooking gas. In Goa we have 0% VAT on petrol and diesel. So the point that I am making is that this is the same Aam Aadmi Party government which said that we will rein in the price rise. What has happened? They have increased the water, the electricity tariff. Look at what central government has done. Today the consumer price index and wholesale price index are at their all-time low. The WPI has been in negative for more than past 7 months. We have been able to rein in the prices.
As far as his arguments with respect to diesel, petrol, and the central government bringing in reform is concerned, Rahul, you out of all people know that the international crude prices were $125 per barrel when Mr. Modi became the Prime Minister. That came down by a whopping 60% to about $50 per barrel. But the Bharatiya Janata Party government at the centre did not pass on that relief to the ordinary man, to the common man.
The Aam Aadmi Party has a hugely socialist agenda. They want to focus on education, they want to focus on health, and as a consequence things are going to get costlier for you and me. Raghav Chadha will not say so right now. The cap has gone up. At some point in time the fares will be increased, the tariff will be increased, things will become costlier. No, I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, Raghav.
Absolutely.
The fact that we are spending on education, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Spending on education, spending on health is a good thing.
Sweeping statement. No, Rahul, this is a sweeping statement that you've just made. As far as your remarks regarding increasing the budgetary allocation of education is concerned, yes, we have done that. But terming this as a socialist agenda is improper.
Raghav is saying they won't increase. Raghav has on this show committed that because the cap has increased, it won't necessarily mean that things will get costlier. This is something we'll keep a very, very close track on. For the time being, Aman Sinha and Raghav Chadha for joining us in the newsroom this evening. Thank you very much.